Good afternoon, brothers and sisters. In this video, I'm going to be sharing with you something that I wrote this morning, which talks about what changed when it came to my schizophrenia, and more specifically, how did my vision change from when I first found out when I was diagnosed. I thought it was scary, I thought it was frightening, it was very much like a horror movie, and I just was scared to death. And now, 18 years later, instead of it being scary, I actually kind of get pissed off and annoyed. And my hallucinations, my schizophrenia has become more of an annoyance. That it gets me angry because I'm like, you're wasting my time, you're distracting me, and you're stopping me from enjoying my day and enjoying being around people and having friends and just enjoying my life. And so I want to read this to you because it really does summarize my schizophrenia and what it started out as and what it has now become. So let's read this poem, this short story. I mean, it's a little bit of both. So let's read this. The title of this poem / short story is called "Stupid Brain, Please Stop, Not Another Scary Movie." So, there was a night when my mind decided it wasn't interested in giving me nightmares. No, apparently nightmares weren't dramatic enough. My brain wanted a full Hollywood production, complete with villains, jump scares, creepy voices, and apparently a budget that Hollywood would have been proud of. I remember seeing Chucky, not the little doll sitting harmlessly on the shelf. No, this was Chucky with a knife running after me like I owed him money. I could see him coming. I could hear him. And every instinct in my body screamed, "Run." So I ran. I wasn't trying to be brave. I wasn't trying to fight him. I wasn't running like my life depended on it, because inside that hallucination, it absolutely felt like it did. I remember thinking, why the hell is Chucky so fast? Apparently nobody told him that being a tiny plastic doll was supposed to be a disadvantage. I turned corners, I tried to get away, I looked behind me, and there he was, still coming, knife in hand. That was when my brain apparently decided one horror villain wasn't enough, because then came Ghostface, and instead of immediately attacking me, Ghostface decided to prank call me. My phone rang, I answered, and there was that familiar voice. What is your favorite scary movie? Seriously? That is your question right now? I'm being chased by Chucky, and you're calling me to conduct a movie survey. I remember the sheer absurdity of it. My mind had created the perfect horror scenario. Chucky was chasing me with a knife, Ghostface was calling me on the phone, and apparently I was the unfortunate main character who forgot to read the script. And Ghostface kept talking. That creepy voice, that unsettling silence between words, the kind of voice that makes every hair on your body stand up. Meanwhile, I'm thinking, my favorite scary movie? Brother, I'm living in one. I don't need recommendations. I need an exit strategy. The terrifying thing is that while part of this sounds almost ridiculous now, at the time it wasn't funny. It was terrifying. When you are expecting a hallucination, your brain doesn't always give you the luxury of knowing that what you're seeing isn't real. There isn't some little notification in the corner of your vision saying, "Warning, this is a hallucination." No, your brain can make something feel completely real. So when I saw Chucky running toward me, my body reacted like there was actual danger. My heart raced, my fear exploded, my thoughts became chaotic, and every survival instinct inside me screamed, "Get away." Then I would look somewhere else and something completely different would appear. A shadow, a face, a figure, a voice, something moving where nothing should have been moving. It felt like my mind had taken every horror movie I'd ever watched and thrown them into a blender. Then it hit the frightening button. Then it broke the button, and somehow I was the one stuck watching the movie. There were moments when I honestly thought, this is it. I'm never getting out of this. And yet somehow I did. I made it through the night. I made it through the fear. I made it through a horror movie that my own brain had written, directed, produced, and apparently funded with an unlimited special effects budget. And now looking back, I can find a little humor in it. Because imagine explaining this to somebody. Yeah, so last night Chucky was chasing me with a knife, and then Ghostface called me asking what my favorite scary movie was. They'd probably stare at me and say, "Are you serious?" And I would say, "Unfortunately." But beneath the humor is something important. That experience was real to me in that moment. The fear was real, the racing heart was real, the confusion was real, the exhaustion afterward was real. Even though the things I saw weren't physically there, the emotional experience was incredibly powerful. And that's something people don't always understand about hallucinations. You can't simply tell somebody just to ignore it. Imagine somebody running toward you with a knife and someone standing beside you saying, just ignore him. Exactly. That's not how fear works. That's not how the brain works. And that's not how hallucinations work. So yes, my mind once turned my life into a horror movie. Chucky chased me, Ghostface called me, the shadows became characters, the voices became actors, and somehow I became the exhausted protagonist who desperately wanted the credits to roll. But the credits eventually did roll. I survived the scene, I survived the night, and I'm still here, which means maybe my brain can write horror stories. But I get to decide how the story ends. And if my mind ever tries to make another horror movie again, I am submitting a complaint to the director because honestly, I've already seen Chucky, I've already gotten the Ghostface phone call, and I'm pretty sure I'm done with sequels. So that's what I wrote, brothers and sisters, when it comes to my hallucinations. You know, in the beginning, they definitely were scary. I was 18 years old and I didn't know what the fuck was going on. And I was like, what is this? Why am I seeing these fictional characters come to life? But as I got older, I stopped being afraid of them. And now, usually what happens is I just take out my cigarettes, light a cigarette, sit down, and I talk with my hallucinations and we go back and forth. And it becomes more of a conversation. So that's kind of how things have changed, to where in the beginning I was scared. Now I'm just like, I'm 35 years old. I'm not scared of you anymore. I'm just going to have this cigarette and we can talk. We can talk like two grown adults. We can talk like two grown folks. So what do you have to say to me? And that's kind of how it has become. So let me know what you guys think. And I just want to say I appreciate you listening and watching this video. Like always, I love you guys so much. So take care of yourself today. God bless. Peace.